Breaking news from the Middle East, tensions have reached a critical point. Reports are emerging that Israeli forces have been linked to a deadly incident in Qatar. Details are still coming in, but sources confirm multiple casualties and rising international outrage. North Pole 24 News is following this developing story closely to bring you verified updates as they happen. On September 9, 2025, Israel carried out a surprise airstrike in Doha, Qatar, targeting Hamas's top political leadership. The strike took place at a heavily guarded Hamas political office, where the group's leaders were holding a meeting to discuss a U.S. proposed ceasefire plan for the Gaza conflict. This marked Israel's first known military action on Qatari soil, making it a major escalation with potential global repercussions. Israel later confirmed responsibility for the strike, saying it was in direct retaliation for recent Hamas attacks and to eliminate its external leadership. Israel also stated that it notified the United States beforehand, but that the U.S. did not participate. Timeline of events. Evening of September 9, 2025. Loud explosions were heard in Doha. Residents reported hearing 2 consecutive blasts near a secure diplomatic and government district. Shortly after the strike, Israel publicly announced that it had targeted Hamas's top leadership in Qatar, describing the operation as a precision strike. Within hours, Qatar condemned the strike as a gross violation of its sovereignty and international law, summoning Israel's charge d'affaires. September 10, 2025. Hamas confirmed that most of its senior leadership survived, but acknowledged several deaths among lower-ranking members. Targeted Hamas leaders. The meeting included several top Hamas figures, many of whom survived the attack. Name role status after strike. Khalil al-Hayya, senior Hamas political leader, top negotiator for ceasefire talks, survived. Zahir Jabarin, Hamas financial administrator, member of political bureau, survived. Khaled Mashal, former head of Hamas's political bureau, unconfirmed. Musa Abu Marzouk, senior political bureau member, unconfirmed. Razi Hamad, senior Hamas official, unconfirmed. Isat al-Rishk, Hamas political leader, unconfirmed. Taher al-Nono, senior media advisor, unconfirmed. Muhammad Ismail Darwish, senior member of external operations, unconfirmed. Primary target. Khalil al-Hayya was the main figure Israel intended to kill, as he was leading ceasefire negotiations and is considered one of Hamas's most influential political strategists. Confirmed casualties. Hamas losses. 5 Hamas members killed, including Humam al-Hayya, son of Khalil al-Hayya. Jihad Labad, director of Khalil al-Hayya's office. 3 unnamed bodyguards. Qatari loss. Badr Saad Muhammad al-Dosari, a corporal in Qatar's internal security forces, was killed. He had been assigned to help guard the Hamas facility. Total confirmed deaths, 6. Damage assessment. The strike destroyed part of the Hamas compound and several surrounding structures. Windows shattered across multiple nearby buildings, including diplomatic residences. Video footage showed large fires and plumes of smoke rising over Doha. Geopolitical reactions. Qatar strongly condemned the attack, calling it a violation of its sovereignty and an act of aggression. Declared 3 days of mourning for the Qatari officer killed. Began lobbying for an international response through the United Nations. United States. President Donald Trump, current U.S. President in 2025, expressed deep unhappiness with the strike, saying it does not advance Israel or America's goals. The U.S. confirmed it received prior notice, but denied any involvement. International community. United Nations Security Council called an emergency session to discuss the incident. European Union, United Kingdom, Germany, Turkey, Egypt, and Iran condemned the attack, warning it jeopardizes peace negotiations. Iran specifically threatened retaliation, calling the strike a declaration of war. Implications for peace talks. The Hamas leadership was in Qatar specifically to consider a U.S.-brokered ceasefire proposal. By striking during the meeting, Israel has jeopardized the ceasefire process. Hamas now insists it will not return to talks, while Qatar accuses Israel of deliberately undermining diplomatic efforts. Why Qatar was hosting Hamas? Qatar has long hosted Hamas's political bureau in exile, including many top leaders who cannot safely operate from Gaza due to Israeli targeting. Doha served as a neutral ground for negotiations, similar to how other conflicts use third-party states for diplomacy. Strategic importance of the strike. This was the first time Israel directly attacked Hamas leadership outside Gaza since the war intensified. It signals a shift in Israeli strategy, showing willingness to strike anywhere Hamas leadership operates, even in foreign sovereign nations. Analysts fear it could escalate the conflict beyond Gaza, potentially pulling Qatar and other nations deeper into the war. Summary table. Detailed information. Date of strike September 9, 2025. Location Doha, Qatar. Primary target Khalil al-Hayya. Other key target Seher Jabarin. Confirmed Hamas deaths 5, including Khalil al-Hayya's son. Other deaths 1 Qatari security officer. Survivors top Hamas leadership, including Khalil al-Hayya. Main impact jeopardized ceasefire talks, international outrage. Qatar's response condemned strike, declared mourning, called for UN action. U.S. position prior notice but non-involvement, criticized strike. Global reaction broad condemnation, UN emergency session. Current situation. As of September 10, 2025. Israel remains on high alert, expecting retaliation from Hamas or Iran. Hamas leadership remains in hiding but has vowed revenge. Qatar has increased security across its capital and is preparing to bring the issue to the International Criminal Court. Ceasefire negotiations are effectively suspended, and the war in Gaza is expected to intensify further. Memo conclusion. As investigations continue, the global community is demanding answers and accountability. This incident has the potential to escalate already fragile regional relations. North Pole 24 will remain on the ground, tracking every angle of this developing story to keep you informed with facts, not rumors. Loudspeaker call to action, CTA. Stay connected with North Pole 24 News for real-time updates. Subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, and follow us on social media for breaking coverage as this story unfolds.